Hello, Jess Kane here. So, been working really closely with Beth, and lots of stuff going on. We've got lots of members in the Not Finding School membership, and lots of the themes and questions, and also in the group, are about whether you can deregister a child and continue with the EHC process. Okay, the answer to that is categorically yes. Okay, there are lots and lots of parents who are told by advocates and in other groups and by parents and by solicitors and by Sendias that you must never deregister your child. And that is not correct. Okay, so that's really important. I'm going to talk to you a little bit like a kind of, EHCP robot, and then I'll give a bit of a context around that. So you absolutely can do an EHC parent request when you have a child that is not on roll, when they're electively home educated, if they have been being unschooled. The outcome of that assessment and that process doesn't have to be that you want to name a school. It doesn't even have to be that you want to name EOTAS. You may just feel that your child needs an EHCP. You can have an EHCP and electively home educate. When you have an EHCP and you electively home educate, you do have to more request to electively home educate, and it's just about the local authority confirming that you can meet your child's needs. I will be honest with you, I've never seen a case. I've seen one case where they said, oh, we're not sure about this. And it was a case where a child had been in a very specialist setting with 2-to-1 adult support. And then the parent wanted to electively home educate, and they had young, newborn twins as well as this child. And so the question was just about whether the adult would be able to safely support all those 3 children. Just because the child normally needed 2-to-1 because they had quite more outward dysregulated behaviour. And it was decided that the parent was going to be able to, because in the home they didn't have that sort of behaviour. So they're factors that are really important. You can deregister. It won't impact. If you are in the EHC process, at any point in the process, you can deregister. It will not impact. Now, if you deregister, it's just really important that you make it clear why you're deregistering. So, for example, if you're deregistering and you haven't yet had an assessment agreed, then you kind of have to prepare for the fact that they might say, oh, well, you don't need an assessment because you're deregistering. So you would say, I am feeling that I have to deregister and electively home educate because my child is being so traumatized, or I do not feel a setting will ever be suitable for them, and therefore we need an EHC plan so that they can have education otherwise than at school. So be really clear about why you're electively home educating. If you have a child, one of the reasons that people say don't ever deregister, never deregister, you're taking responsibility for your child's education, they won't help you anymore. That is true, right? But at the same time, there will be many parents who are in a situation where they have deregistered because their child is unable even to navigate alternative health provision. They can't engage with even a tutor in the home or online learning or anything. They're completely in a crisis shutdown mode. And the parent may feel that they are going through so much of this kind of, to and fro with school and, begging for alternative provision, saying the child can't engage, blah, blah, and not being understood, that the parent may choose to deregister and then move forward with the child, get the child to a place where they are feeling more well and able to engage, and then, look at what the next step option is. Your child's education is a journey, and thinking that the only option on that journey is to push the school or the local authority to do everything, and you go, I'm not going to deregister because I'm not going to take, it's not fair. I do understand why people say that. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair that parents have to do that or feel they have to do that. But for many parents, what they find really difficult and why they choose to deregister is they cannot manage to navigate all of the to and fro with the school, and also support the challenge of their child, the difficulties their child's having, the emotional support their child needs for them when they're doing all of this other stuff. Now, really key is that I'm not telling you not to have an EHCP. What I'm saying is, if anyone is deregistering because your child is unable to access any type of education, and you don't feel like your energy is best spent fighting with school to prove that they need help, then you absolutely must be doing a parent request for an EHCP. So deregister, and then use the energy that you were using to prove that they are unable to attend to go through the EHCP process and get those assessments to have their needs really understood, because then that's how you build this recipe, so that then when they are able to engage and they are able to do something, you will be able to know what is the best support, what's the best setting, what do they need, and you're not having to fight that battle. Now, I'm expecting to have comments on here where people say, never deregister, never deregister. It is a bespoke case for each person, and that is why we have our memberships. Because in the public arena, is it okay that you might deregister your child because people aren't listening to you? No, it's not okay that schools are letting children down. It's not okay that parents are being questioned. But also, it is factually true that if you are on roll with a school, they must safeguard your child. And if that means that they need to come round and do safeguarding visits, and you don't want them to do that, so they're sending the police over, and all of this is having more of a trauma impact on you and your child than actually if you just deregister and electively home educate for a period of time until your child has had all of these assessments through the EHCP process, and also is feeling stronger and well enough to actually move forward and look at different options. Then for many people that will be the safest solution for them. If you are a parent who would never imagine that could be, possible, there are so many factors. If you have a job, you can't electively home educate. You need to go to work, you need to go out to work. You might have other children with other needs. You might have needs yourself, which mean that it will be really difficult for you to electively home educate. So it is absolutely bespoke, case by case. But please do not believe the hype that you must never deregister, you must never take responsibility, and that if you do, you cannot do an EHCP or your EHC assessment will stop. It will not. It is two completely separate processes, and any person who electively home educates has a right to request an EHC assessment at any point in time. Okay, so if you've got any questions, I'm going to put the link to the membership for Not Fine in School, and please do, we can help you to do a parent request. We can help you to appeal. It's £25 a month. You could join for 1 month and download all the templates and do all of those things, or you can stay with us and use the help desk, and we would want to give you a bespoke support which is confidential, and which is about all of the factors that impact your family. Okay, that's what's really important. All right, looking forward to speaking to you.